of like an initiating thing kind of deal where like concrete and it's actually just rock. So I wasn't really much fun there.
Because they're another
So this forest was native in this area. That means it was perfect, it was kind of made for the circumstances that we find here in Tamil Nadu. The very dry summer and the monsoon in October. So it could stand all these circumstances without any trouble and reproduce itself. The forests that we find now here, for example in Auroville, the exotic species that they introduced, they have sometimes trouble with the circumstances. Also, they are strange to the ecosystem here. So there is no working ecosystem if you don't have the native forest to this area. This was visible very well when there was a big cyclone, not the last December, but the one before. In Auroville, many trees fell, and just some remained, and then they had a closer look to what species remained and what species fell, and they found that all the species that remained were species from the tropical dry evergreen forest, and the species that fell, there were exotics that have been introduced, mostly from Australia. Why is that? That's, I already said it, because the tropical dry evergreen forest is made for the circumstances that we have here. In this case, it's about the root system that spreads out very widely in the tropical dry evergreen forest, and gives the perfect hold for the trees. So we are trying to re-establish this forest, but we are not just choosing species from the tropical dry evergreen forest. We knew, or let me start like this. There is also something that's called oxalogenic trees. These are trees that fix carbon from carbon dioxide in the soil in form of rock. They do that with their roots. So every tree stores carbon, but when you lock the tree down, it's released again because it stores it in its organic material, in its trunk and in its leaves. But these oxalogenic trees, they store it also in themselves, but also in the soil. So if you lock down an oxalogenic tree, not all the carbon that this tree ever intook is released back into the atmosphere. This was discovered pretty recently. So what we do is we have the list of the tropical dry evergreen species and the oxalogenic species, and we cross them, and we're just planting species that belong to both lists, that have both characteristics. Yeah, here you have further information about the specific species that we plant. Yeah, any questions so far? Otherwise, they will come up, I'm sure, and then you're always free to ask me. Great, if there are no questions yet, then let's go.
You don't explain about the tree, or what are we planting? What name?
It's too long for now. If you're interested, the information is always available, or you ask one of us. Okay, thanks.